Hello, today is the 3rd of July, and I will describe you briefly three priority units that we excavated a week ago. This will be 32495, 32496 and 32600. The first of them, well actually all these three units were related. They were found underneath one of the rebuilding episodes of northern wall of space 552. You have to use your imagination. This space has been excavated. The northern wall was situated on top of this one, and at least 3 times it was rebuilt. And underneath one of the rebuilding phases, we found clusters of different finds, including an articulated skeleton of what seems to be a wildcat. And this is unit 3296. But let's start with the unit 32495. It was situated just underneath the wall. There was a huge cluster of clay balls. What's quite interesting about them, this is something that we learned from our specialists, is it's unique because we found many quite big clay balls in one fragment. This is quite unusual for these levels, and at least according to Mellard, we are within level 10 or so. So all these clay balls were underneath the wall that was built as I said, rebuilding episode of the northern wall of the annex of building 160. And more or less in this place we found another cluster that consisted of a stone axe, or at least a tool that was used as a stone axe, but once again, as we learned from the specialist, it was no longer an axe when it was put in here, because there was no sharp edge. Along this work stone, we found a piece of wood, probably a wooden plank that was mineralized and in a very bad state of preservation. So it's hard to say what kind of wood it was. And it seemed that it was surrounded by many lime fragments. We found plenty of pebbles all over the way underneath this wall that started over here and ended up a bit more or less over there. And also associated with this cluster 32600, we found an antler of probably an elk. It was deliberately broken, and next to the antler we found a rib of an animal. It's hard to say what kind of species it was. So this was the cluster 32600, and very close to it we found an articulated skeleton of a wildcat, a baby cat. Of course there are many interpretations, but for now we can just say that it's a wildcat. But it clearly was situated deliberately underneath the wall, and within an arbitrary layer that we defined and registered as 3296. Thank you very much.